What's going on, guys? Jason here from Poor Man's Preparing, back with another video. And this time we're going to check out the B.O.S. fishing and hunting kit made by Stanford Outdoor Supply. So we'll run that intro, see what's inside. Alright, and we're back. Like I said, we're going to check out the fishing and hunting B.O.S. kit made by Stanford Outdoor Supply. Which, you know, looking at their website here, it tells a little bit about each of the kits. The fishing and hunting B.O.S. Buckout Survival Supplement, which it costs $29.99. It says the fishing and hunting B.O.S. is a comprehensive food gathering kit that blows the currently available kits out of the water. Around 10 ounces in weight and small enough to fit in a cargo pocket, this 127-piece fishing and hunting kit will not just help you survive, but to thrive. Assembled in the USA. And it goes over the contents of the kit, which I'll just pull them out of the bag and show you, but it's on StanfordOutdoorSupply.com, and I'll leave the link down in the description for that. You get free shipping if the order is over $25, which it shows right there. But let's open the bag up and see what we got. Alright, so it comes in this nice little sealed bag. It's like a metal bag, mylar material, and it's sealed up. There you see it's got a heat seal on it, so nothing can come out. Everything's contained, so you know it'll be there when you need it. But let's go ahead and open it up and see all what's in it and tell you what I think about it. Alright, there we go. Boom. Got a lot of stuff in there. Alright, so just pull. I think we got some instructions here. Each one comes with a paper. It's some fishing and hunting B.O.S. survival tips, where to fish, bait, how to use a yo-yo reel, set up a trot line, making a fishing pole, and even how to tie a lot of different knots. I don't see my favorite knot on here, which I think is the easiest to tie, which is a Palomar knot. And on the back it shows some hunting applications, how to make a little trap there, a basic twitch up snare trap. It's got a little noose and a spring pole. It also says how to make a slingshot and skinning, how to skin small game. But if you get that kit, I'll let you read through all that. I'm not going to do it here on the video. Alright, here we have a little container, pretty neat little container. These are, you get 5 of these, and they are 5 salmon eggs, which you can use for bait. I've never used these personally, but I've used similar baits to this, and they do work. The bright colors, of course, attract a lot of fish, so that's good to have. Alright, next up we got this bag with other bags inside of it. Alright, we get a nice bag of assorted size sinkers, and there are somewhere around here 25 different weights, and you can reuse these. If you've never seen one before, I'll open it up and show you what they are. Come on, get out of there. Alright, so these are pretty simple. You squeeze this in, you see it comes apart there. You put that on, put your line on there. We'll use this baggie for example. Clip it right on your line, close it up. It gives you a little bit of weight, so your hooks and your bait will sink further into the water instead of floating. But they are reusable. Best with a little pair of pliers, but those are definitely good to have for fishing. Alright, next up we have some snap swivels. These are very handy to keep your line from twisting and different other things. You can change your bait out real quick. Get one of these here. And you can see it's pretty small, but you don't need them to be very big. But this part right here, it'll spin, so your line won't get twisted up. and then this little part down here in the snap, it's like a safety pin kind of deal. You can see it there. There we go. And then that'll allow you to change your hook or a lure super fast, so you can get back to fishing real quick. These are very handy, and I definitely have all sorts of different sizes of these in my fishing kit. And you get 20 of those, so it's pretty cool. Alright, next up we have a bag of hooks, and they're 4 jig heads and 30 hooks in here. So we'll just dump it out here on the table and get a better view. Alright, so there's 20 hooks in all. There's at least 4 different sizes, maybe 5. Yeah, there's another one right there. So 5 different sizes at least for different fish. Like the small ones you could use for trout, and then bluegill, crappie, and then bass and catfish and things like that. And these jig heads, these actually go with another item in here they're actually very good baits I use quite often when I go fishing, in a company with something they call a beetle spin, which I don't think they're in here. They might be, I don't know, I haven't really looked at it yet, but we'll get the baits out that go with these and show you what they look like. Now I am making sure to put everything back the way it came, because I want to keep the kit together, because I will test it out in another video. This will be just part 1. Alright, so these are the little plastic jigs that go on the jig heads. I got one out right here. I'll show you how they work. So they're pretty easy. You just take one of your jigs, put it through the little wormy here. You want to try to keep it in the center there, and come out the bottom of it. So you could probably do a little better job, go a little further down than I did, but surely you get the gist. Then you just tie that to your line, and you can catch just about any kind of fish on this. I've got anything from crappie, bluegill, bass, catfish, so you should have no problem catching anything with this type of bait. Like I said, I use it even when I go fishing for fun or for food. This is the kind of baits I use. So the jig heads accompany with those little plastic jigs. That's a great combination to have, so I'm glad to see that in this kit. Very cool. Alright, let's grab something else here. Oh, that's a big one. Alright, right here we have some, probably call this bank line on here. Let's see. I'd say this is the 20 feet of 50-pound test line, maybe. So I'm sure that's what that is. If not, I'll correct it in a little bit, but it's just, black like bank line, which is definitely good to have. And that goes back to how to set up a trot line. Okay, so this is 15-foot bank line. Does it say that on there? I'm not seeing where it says 15 feet of bank line on here, but it does say it on the information sheet, unless I'm just looking right past it. Yeah, I do not see the bank line on here. Nope. Okay, so 15 feet of bank line. It mentions it on here, but not here. But you can use that to help set up a trot line. It's good to have. Alright, next item. Here we have the stringer. This is a 6-foot stringer, I think. I saw on there. Yep, one 6-foot stringer. And if you don't know what this is for, I'll just show you. It'll be easy, alright? So you stick this end through fish's gills, and then you loop it through that loop, the metal loop there, and you pull it, and well, that's a big gap in there though. Oh, I don't like that. See that line just slips right through there. That's not good. But a pair of pliers can close that right up. It's a good thing I have my Gerber center drive sitting right here, so I can just take and close that up a bit. It's kind of cheap aluminum, pretty soft. It'd be better changing that out with like a key ring or something, but yeah, it would work, I guess. Yeah, the last thing you'd want is to lose your fish, so just make sure if you get one of these kits to either swap this out or fix it properly. But that's what holds your fish, and then you can stick this long end in the dirt or something to hold them in the water to keep them fresh while you're waiting to catch more, so you can eat fresh fish when you're ready. Alright, we'll just put that back in the bag. I might set that to the side and change off that ring, because I'm not happy with that ring at all. I wouldn't trust it. But next item. Alright, we got some snare wire here. Let's see. I guess it's 20 feet of snare wire, which is, wire is good for a lot of different things, but in this application, that's what they want you to use the traps. You just make a little noose out of it, and it'll catch you a squirrel or a rabbit or something like that. So pretty self-explanatory. I can't really show you. I mean, you just, to make you a noose, you just put it on there. You can wrap her a few times, but not too tightly, just enough. It'll slide, you know, when something gets in there, it'll get around the neck of it. You might want to do a better job than I did, but you get the drift, and it would work fine. So good to have. Next item, we got wire tie. There's 4 4-inch zip ties. Alright, now we got some South Bend monofilament line, 8 pounds, 100 yards, about 300 feet. So pretty good. 8 pound. You can catch a lot on 8 pounds. If you fish it right, you can catch, you know, a 16 pound catfish, no problem. So good to have. Gotta have fishing line. I'm not familiar with the brand South Bend, but let me just see how strong it is. It is just 8 pounds still, so I can't expect too much out of it. But oh yeah, that's pretty tough. So good line. It'll definitely cut your fingers open before you break the line, unless you have gloves on. But seems like decent line. Moving on. Next we have a yo-yo fishing reel, and these are pretty cool. So you just set it like that, and then you hang it from something with this end, and something bites it. It'll set the hook automatically. It's not going to be enough pressure to pull it out of the water or anything, but it'll set that hook, and it's got, I don't know, like 50 feet or something of line on there, so it'll allow it to run a little bit. But like I said, as soon as it bites, it'll retract it. So I haven't tested one of these out yet, but I do plan on it. I'll do it at the same time I do the rest of the stuff in this video, but in theory these are great to have, but we'll see how it performs. Next up we got a couple bobbers. These are, seems like the line slides through these bobbers. Oh, okay. I've never used this type of bobber before, but I don't know if you just pass your line through it or you wrap it around and put this, and then you wrap your line around that and you lock it in place. I'm not real sure on that, but it's a bobber. I'm sure it floats. Bobbers are handy. I like a little weighted bobber when I go fishing because it's especially if you have a small pole or a no pole. In this case, it'll allow you to throw it out there a little bit further. But either way, you can, anything that floats is going to help you, because you, like some fish, you don't want to put the bait on the bottom, like bluegill and stuff. You want it floating at the right level, because fish sometimes are very finicky, and if it's laying down here, they won't want to bite it, or if it's too high, they don't want to bite it. So you want to use the bobber to adjust it, to put it right in that sweet spot where they're biting at. Next item up, there's the rest of the wire ties. Alright, here looks like we have some slingshot bands. And doesn't say any information about them, just one slingshot band. Now it's a double band. Oh, that seems pretty strong. Yeah. But you find a stick, and it'll allow you to make a slingshot. Seems pretty good. So, I'm not an expert on slingshots or anything. Never hunted with one. I've only just shot them for fun, I guess. But these do seem pretty well made. Alright. Getting low here. Okay, we got a little multi-tool. And it folds apart. That's pretty cool. Spring loaded. Just a little small deal. Made in China, I'm sure. But it has a, I guess that's just a screwdriver tip. The file, ain't much of a file. A little small screwdriver and a knife, and that definitely needs sharpened. But you know, the pliers seem like they'd work fine, especially if you want to save your fingertips or nails. You can use them to apply the sinkers and take the sinkers off. So that's a big hand, or helpful for that. Even opening and shutting these snap swivels. But I definitely wouldn't rely on this for anything other than what's required in this kit. You can use them to twist up your snare wire too. That'd be a lot better than doing that by hand. So pretty neat. Put them on your belt. Not the greatest, but alright. Now we have 6 3/8 slingshot ammo. And that's for your slingshot band. Put them in your pouch. Shoot them. Definitely don't lose them. Try to find some rocks that are similar to this size to use as well. You know, put some rocks in there, because unless you know what you're doing with a slingshot, which I don't, then you're just going to miss and you're going to lose all these. So definitely practice with some rocks, or get more of these and practice your slingshot if that's what you're going to rely on. I don't think I'd ever rely on a slingshot myself. They are cool and they can be a very handy tool if you become sufficient with them, but just for the average person, we're probably not going to do that good with it. Alright, next item. Alright, in this bag we have some various different things. We have some little, let me just pour it out, make it easier. Alright, so we got a razor blade, always good to have, something sharp. We got 5 safety pins. Some little like L screws. Not real sure what them would be for, but I know what these ones would be for. These you can make, if you find a good stick, you can turn these into like eyes on a fishing rod, so that's pretty neat. So pretty useful little bag of various tools there. Like I said, I don't know what these L-shaped ones would be for. Maybe you guys know, let me know in the comments. But again, put everything back in the bag, because you don't want to lose anything. It might be handy to have, and I'm definitely want to test this kit out, like I said. Alright, last item. Looks like some thread, which is surely, is that the 20 feet of 50-pound test? It looks like just some thread. Let's see how strong it is. Yep, it's definitely strong. 50 pounds, I don't know, it might be. Looked like thread at first. It's pretty convenient on this small row. You know, which one's easier to carry? This little one or this big one? Little one. Alright, so that's the whole kit. I'll get it arranged here and tell you what I think about it. Alright, there's the whole kit. The fishing and hunting B.O.S.S kit made by Stanford Outdoor Supply. Definitely has a lot of useful items in there. A lot of these I definitely have in my tackle box. You know, bobbers, the jig heads, small hooks, swivels. These I use similar ones. They're called just tube baits though. They're basically the same thing, especially on these ones here with the tails. The little bag of tools are very useful, so you can create your own little fishing pole. And the razor blade, always good to cut stuff. Wire, definitely good to have for several different reasons, not just for snares. A little bait, that's a good thing to have in there, because you can't always find worms or crickets or grasshoppers or anything to use. So it's good to have those, just something to fall back on. The sinkers, always very helpful. Of course, the line, the yo-yo reel, looking forward to testing that out. I have been for a while actually. The slingshot band and ammo, of course the stringer to hold your fish, and the multi-tool, the bank line, and the little bit of instructions and tips. So it's all pretty cool. Comes in a nice little small bag. This will fit in a cargo pocket or anything like that. You ain't got to worry about it spilling or nothing as long as you don't open it prior, like I did here. But overall, for a $30 kit, oh yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it could definitely use some upgrades, but overall, it's not too bad at all. So I think it's worth it, especially if you don't know much about fishing. You could get this kit, start honing your skills a little bit, going out there, catch you some fish, and most importantly, eat some fish, because if you've never had fish before, you know you might not like it, and in a survival situation you definitely want to get used to that. You want to know what it's going to taste like beforehand, so maybe even throw you some little salt and pepper in here, just to if you don't like fish, then it'll make it taste better. But yeah, it's a pretty nice little kit, and like I said, if you had a nice, you know, like a pocket knife or a full-size multi-tool, this is gonna make this kit a whole lot better. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you like it, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can get it. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and remember, be ready. And now for the fun part, fitting everything back in the kit. Alright, so everything fit back in there. Nice.